Hey, and welcome back to the RC Lawn Chair Pilots podcast. I'm Derek.
I'm Steven.
And I already said the RC Lawn Chair Pilots podcast part.
Yes,
Roll it. All right, there's the intro. All right, guys, welcome back.
it's like our first day.
I know. It's been a while. Life has happened.
Yes.
Holidays have happened.
Yes.
My word.
And holidays are not far away, too.
No, they're not.
So, craziness.
So, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. That's the way to say that.
Usually.
And all the other holidays that go on in this time of year that are too numerous to count. So, and I don't know them also.
I don't either.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Hope you guys are excited. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's just jump on in.
Yeah.
Starting off. We still have, if you remember from our last episode, rcbattery.com gave us a discount code good through the end of the year. Yes, look at the stickers. So use the discount code RC Lawn #2020 and you will get 15% off your whole order before shipping. And that is good through the end of the year.
Yeah. And these batteries have been
They're
performing.
awesome.
I'll talk more about it a little bit later, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, I haven't, we'll talk more, but I haven't flown as much as I want to. But the times that I have used the batteries, my word, they're wonderful.
I
have plans where I'm going to need more batteries.
Okay, so now my news.
Yes,
so
your
you saw
news.
that thing that was there? We have
merch. Look at merch.
Swag. That was a blanket that I had ordered, and
we got stickers.
We got some
stickers.
Stickers.
This
They're
is
very
the
cool.
the 2-inch size.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a 2-inch square sticker. You can get
Sorry
2,
for
4,
those-
6-inch.
Yeah. Sorry for those of you
Yeah.
who are listening. You'll check it out.
Link is in our. There's a link to our Threadless shop where you can get all this stuff in our Instagram, and I forget where else the link is, but the link is there.
Yes, check it out. And we might be having some extra stuff coming the new year. We're working on some new ideas and some new things. So that's not swag stuff. That's other stuff. Don't look at me that way. We talked about it like 2 hours ago. Well, actually, most of the day today.
Oh, that's right. I've talked about a lot of things
He just
with him.
had a baby. Well, his wife did.
Yeah.
And so his brain, and now they're outnumbered. There's 3 to 2. So
Yeah, I have not been getting good sleep this last week and a half.
So, which is part of the reason why
We took that hiatus.
we took that little break,
and
and we're going to
continuing.
have another break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back like
January 11th, I think.
yeah, it's the first full week of January.
We announced it last time.
Yeah.
28. Yes, January 11th. So after, that's convenient. I'm going on a work trip the first week of January.
That's good.
I forgot about that.
So we'll have to record.
You may have to edit that one.
Okay, and then that's no big deal.
No.
I can.
We'll record as normal. Just
Yeah.
You'll have to edit
I'll
it
just have
because
to
I'll
do
be
the
in
editing
California.
because you'll be gone. You'll have to remind me how to push it because I've never done that.
Oh, push it up onto the
Uh-huh.
thingies?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
you
never
can.
done that. I know it's relatively easy.
It's super easy. Well, and I'll be back that Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I'll
just
be
need to
back in
get the
time.
editing done.
Yeah, you edit it. I can upload it.
Okay, perfect.
Cut all that out.
Oh no, leave it.
Because that's what they want to hear is my work trips.
But so all the new merch. Check it out, the Threadless shop.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. The shirts are
I like
really
this
really
shirt.
nice.
This is mine's the premium tee.
They're both the same.
They're both a premium.
Yep, both the premium.
So
tee.
it's like this premium tri-blend stuff, cotton, polyester, and something.
So
My word,
nice.
it's
They're-
comfortable.
They're soft and comfortable.
It's a print-on-demand company,
Yep.
but
Which it being a print-on-demand company means if you order it, it will take some
they're
time.
a little slow to come in.
But that's because they print on demand.
Yeah.
These were actually this order came in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. It was relatively quick.
Yeah, it came in super quick.
But normally, their shipping says 5 to 8 weeks. So it can be anywhere in that. And I ordered everything, and I got everything within 3 days of each other because I said, just ship it to me when it's ready because I didn't care.
You didn't need the whole order.
Yeah, I didn't want it all at once. I didn't care if I got it all at once. So I got it in 2 different packages, and they were 3 days apart. So not a big deal. Pretty awesome. Check it out. Next on our list is the different products we're using. So I added a bunch of things. So I talked about this briefly, but I've got the new 3D printers, the Ender 3 3D
that 3D
printer.
printer that he was talking about getting and wanting ideas on. It happened a lot faster than I anticipated.
That's kind of how I roll.
I know. Can't tell him anything.
No, because I buy stuff. As soon as I save up some money, hey, but that's why I save it up, so I can just buy stuff.
Yep.
It's just what I do. Anyway, so I've been using that. I printed some parts for my truck, and I've been printing some other things and getting familiar with how it works and how I can incorporate that into more of my RC stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm super, super excited.
And so you guys know, because he hasn't shared it on our social medias, he got the Ender 3 3D printer.
Yes. I thought I shared that on some
You
social
may
media.
have put it on Twitter.
Yeah, I probably put it on my Twitter and not RC.
Probably.
Not the RC Lawn Chair Twitter. So
How dare you?
I know. So I've been doing a lot with that, just learning how it works, printing stuff, loving the thing. Love it, love it, love it. I actually now want to buy a second one, but that's a different story. So the other thing I've got is the RC model part, 10 amp brushed ESC without brake.
That's the one that's on your
That's on my truck.
Okay.
Yep. And I've been using that. I actually burned one up. I put a 3S battery on it. Now, the voltage is in the range that the thing says it can handle, but it specifically says it's for 2S, so I don't know. But they're cheap. They were cheap ones.
Yeah.
They were like $12. So I'm not super depressed that I burned one up, but I don't like. I don't know if it was me burning it up or how I don't know if it was just faulty.
Yeah, probably both.
Yeah, it could have been a combination of both.
Yeah.
But the forward no longer works.
Nice.
The reverse
Mildly
works great.
important.
Yes, the reverse works great.
So just reverse
my throttle back.
or reverse the polarity on your brushed motor.
Yeah.
And you're good.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've also been using the smart charger, the ISDT Q8 smart charger, because I've been driving the truck that I will talk about later. And with that, the two batteries that I've been using the most with it, I did put the 3S battery in there, but the LIPO 800 milliampere 25C discharge and the 0.8 2S 7.4 volt. And then the same one that is the 1,000 milliampere hour one.
What is the 0.8?
I don't know. It's on the battery, so I just put everything that was on the battery.
Okay.
Might be a weight. I'm not sure because they're pretty lightweight, but they both have the 0.8.
I'm going to look at my batteries now because I have a similar battery, but I'm very curious as to what in the world that 0.8 is.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
I was wondering it myself, but it's on there, so I put it on there. See?
Where?
Well, yours is 1.0.
Oh. 2.2?
Yeah. Yep. I don't know what those are. And my 1,001 might be a 1.8. I mean a 1.0, but I don't know what that represents.
Yeah, I've got a 3S 1000 that's a 1.0, but yeah, I have no idea what that means.
Nah, me neither. But it was on the battery, so I put it on here.
Oh, I wonder if it's like the internal resistance of the battery.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Moving on.
Impedance or something?
I have no idea. I don't understand batteries. I just know if you poke them, they explode.
Or if you cut across both leads at the same time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That has a tendency to melt things.
I haven't melted anything yet. You're the one that's melted stuff.
That's true. That's true. But didn't you see a bright light when
I don't know what you're talking about.
when you may or may not have Anyway,
No, I would never do something so stupid.
I'm also on the truck. I'm using the VD5M. I've switched back and forth.
The FreeSky receiver.
Yeah, the FreeSky receiver. I switched back and forth between the RX4R and this guy. I'm going with this guy. He does everything I need him to do, and I get that extra channel. So when I finally get the lights working, I have some more channels to play around with. And my servo that I'm using is the Tengkong RC MG996R servo, which is the equivalent to...
It's a standard size servo, Metal Gear.
Yeah, high torque, though.
Yeah.
Like, I could probably tear my mounting apart with this thing if I tried to.
Challenge extended.
So, but those are the products I'm currently using with my current projects, which I'll talk about later. Nice. What do you got going on for your products?
So I've been talking about building a quad at some point. Who knows when? Because other things are on the table. But yesterday, a buddy of mine that I grew up with contacted me. Apparently, he's a watcher / listener. So, hi, Nate.
Hello.
So my buddy Nate, he contacted me, and he said, "Hey, I've got this quad that I built and that I bought and started building a year and a half ago, but he doesn't have goggles or receiver or transmitter and hasn't done anything with it since."
Okay. And why hasn't he?
I have no idea.
Okay.
He's a very busy man.
Okay.
So he's gotten him. Does a lot of businessy things, and he now owns a ranch apparently, which is cool. So he's super busy.
Okay.
But he's like, so yeah, if you wanted to use to make content and stuff and have fun with, then I'll give you a screaming deal. So I'm getting a quad.
Sweet.
With everything but the goggles and a receiver, but the receiver is $12. Goggles I can get for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting.
That's pretty awesome.
And then he's like, he apparently, like, many years ago bought himself an Edge 540. It's a aerobatic airplane.
Oh, okay.
So it's the kind that you hover on your tail and do all the flippy doos and
crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That he bought an ARF kit, so almost ready to fly.
Uh-huh.
Has no electronics or anything. And he wants me to help him set it up.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you're going to do that?
I'm going to help him set it up.
Do you know when?
No. No, he lives down in Springville.
Oh, okay.
So
it'll be something you'll have to schedule.
Yeah.
And set up and it's going to be like a spur of the moment thing.
So that's happening.
Well, that sounds like fun.
In the works, and it should be a lot of fun, which means Rob and I can go race quads.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
So, and I can put my GoPro on it and get all the cool stuff.
Yeah, and then I can record you with my DJI.
Yeah, you won't be able to see us, though. We'll be going too fast, and we're too small.
No, I'll just stay on one end with it.
And you'll just see this thing just go, meow.
Yeah. I'll record you guys coming in, and then going back, and then we'll all have GoPros on us, or you guys will be recording your stuff.
I'll be recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, what it means is I need to practice more in RC, or in real flight,
before you crash it.
For quads, yeah.
Yes, you do.
Which I'm not too bad at in real flight.
I suck. As soon as I turn it into real controls, I
Oh, as soon as you turn off stabilized mode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, real controls is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It slides around like it's on ice. Because it essentially is.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yep. So yeah, so that's what's new for me and in the works and stuff. I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
I'll keep things posted as that progresses.
That'll be cool. Do you have? So you have some.
Which really means I need to talk to Richard at rcbattery.com and be like, hey, I need quad batteries.
Yeah, because you'll want.
I'll need some 4S's. Some high capacity 4S and high capacity 3S. No,
bigger than that, because Rob's is a 6S.
He runs no.
Yes. Am I wrong?
Guarantee you you're wrong.
I thought it was a bigger one.
You put a 6S on a quad for a beginner, they will lose that quad instantly. Putting 6S on a quad is what people do when they're like, let's see what this will do.
Well, I've seen people do.
Oh, they do it.
6.
Oh, people have done it. It's not a good idea. A beginner quad like what Rob has built in this one, they are 3S for really slow flying or 4S if you want to race.
Okay. You're like you weigh more than me. No, we
No.
weigh the same. You know more than
Yes,
I do.
I do.
So okay.
He has 4.
I thought they were bigger batteries.
They are big.
Yeah, but I thought they were.
They're 3S or 4S. They're
Okay.
not 6.
Okay.
There's no way Rob's smarter than that.
I just slap a battery on there and click go.
Yeah, that's how you lose That's how you lose quads.
And spend the next 4 hours looking for it.
Yeah.
So
No, you don't find it. Are you kidding? If any, your best chance is following the smoke trail, as the battery and everything just burns. Yeah.
it doesn't have to crash.
No, but it will.
Well, I mean, anything in the air eventually comes down.
Yeah. And a 6S quad for a beginner will crash. Hard.
Okay.
Okay, so future latest outings.
What are you doing out on the? Are you going anywhere? Are you doing
I have
anything?
not gone out at all. With a newborn and the holidays and all that, I've been so busy. So
You've just been practicing.
I've been practicing. Spent a lot of time on the simulator.
I don't know what
Oh,
that
that's
is.
the washing machine. Okay. So or the dryer. Spent a lot of time on the simulator. Been doing a lot of projects. So I've got project updates.
Yeah. I did notice your project updates are pretty long.
Yes.
So,
What about you?
I've like my project update, which is right next.
Latest outings.
Yeah, but it's the same.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
I took the truck out, but I had to finish the truck first.
That is key.
So I did. The biggest thing, and I'll talk about that because I'm just going to jump in. I just took the truck out, went driving around. I tested it a couple different times, and what I learned while I was taking that out, because that's what I did, is I just drove around the neighborhood, around my street, and in my backyard, in the grass and everything like that, and it was doing surprisingly well. But so I finished it up to that point. Something I noticed is the servo was turning too far. Plus, I had my control rods in backwards. Once I fixed that, the turning fixed a lot.
Okay.
But it was turning too much. I was pulling too much draw through my ESC, and it was killing the ESC and the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is
Did you set limits in your transmitter?
I did.
Awesome.
I marked those things down so far, and then I played around with 2 different settings on the receiver. And I can't remember which the 2 settings are off the top of my head. I should have looked in my receiver so I could have those. But there were 2 different
On
receivers.
the transmitter?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
2 different settings on the transmitter
Okay.
that I was limiting, and I played with the 2 to balance it.
Mhm.
So I was getting enough turn, because this is for my steering, right?
Yeah.
I was getting enough turn, but I wasn't pulling too much current.
Yeah.
And
It's a weird balancing
it
act.
really was. And I first thing is I just dropped it down to 50%,
Mm-hmm.
because I thought, that's a great place to start.
Oh,
We'll see what it
absolutely.
does. It did all right, except the batteries are too powerful, and so it wasn't turning. So I did some playing around, and I think I got it right at the sweet spot.
All right.
And so it turns relatively good, but the wheels are all plastic. This is an old Tyco RC vehicle truck that it even has I ripped it all out, engine noises.
Oh, that's right. They were super loud and annoying.
Oh,
They were terrible.
So horrible. I ripped all that out. Gotten rid of the receiver, the original receiver, everything. Everything's new. Works great. I really actually enjoy driving it. I have burned through. Use that term in the fact that I used them. I didn't actually burn them.
Oh.
Through 3 different batteries. I did a 3S battery in there.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was the 3S or my cheap ESC or a combination of the both, but I had to change out my ESC. Fortunately, I got 4 of them, so I still have 3 left. So I changed that out. I dropped back down to the 2S's. The thing drives great. I mean, the 3S was funny.
Did you notice the speed difference between the two?
Not a big difference because they were both 25C.
That again, the discharge rate is not going to affect your speed.
It should.
It's not.
It should, because that's how quickly it can put power to my motor.
So what that will affect is its bursting, like how quickly it will respond, but it will not affect, like a 3S battery will turn your motor faster than a 2S battery.
Well, yeah, because a 3S battery is
So that's what I'm asking.
11.4 volts, and a 2S battery is a 7.4 or something like that.
Yes. So that's what I'm asking. Did you notice that difference?
Not a big difference. Yes, there was definitely a difference.
All right.
But it wasn't big enough because my ESC was limiting the amount of current that could go through it.
Because it could only take 10 amps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with this project, the next step is I figured out what my signal was coming from my receiver, what the channels were looking like. So I did some research on what the channels looked like depending on what I was doing. And so I have that information, and I would need to build a voltage multiplier, essentially, so I can get a 0 to 5 volt range, and then I will use that range to flip on lights. Because that's my next step.
Yeah.
And so, it'll be like range this, if the voltage is in this range, turn on these things, and I can program the Arduino to look for those voltages, and I can have it as tight as I want. The Arduino will do 1024 channel, basically. So I can divide 0 to 5 volts to 1,024 different positions.
Oh, gotcha.
And it will register that.
Okay.
So I actually don't really need to build a voltage multiplier, but it will simplify it if I do, because I'll need a high end and a low end, and if I don't build one, then I have to do a lot more math in figuring out what my divisions are. But if I build one, then at 0, it's 0. At 5 volts, it's 5 volts, and then I can divide it up to 1024. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I need like maybe
12.
10.
Yeah.
I don't need very many.
Yeah.
So once I build that and I got plenty of room on the truck, I'm going to use an epoxy, a clear epoxy, for the mounting of the LEDs. So I'm going to cut out where the lights, the headlights, headlamps, and the tail lights and everything. I'm going to cut them all out, and then I'm going to put a clear epoxy for the front lights. I might get some dye for the back lights to color them red.
Yeah.
And if I put turn signals, amber, of course, I got to do turn signal amber. So, but that's the project I've been working on, and it's actually been relatively fun driving that thing around. Those batteries last a long time.
Oh yeah. Well, when you're only drawing power for a brushed motor and a single servo, yeah, your battery's gonna last forever.
Yeah, I can drive that thing for 30, 40 minutes without a problem, and it just keeps going. I finally, it was 2 days of using the same battery of my testing and driving and doing everything, and I'm like, I probably need to charge this. I threw it on there. It was at 4%. I needed to charge it.
Yeah. Well, do you remember what the voltage was on each cell?
They didn't drop very much.
Really?
That's what's the crazy thing that I've noticed about this is they're 7.4 total. So I think I was at like 6.8 or 6.9. It was 3 point something.
Okay.
For each cell. So
oh, you were talking about putting lights in.
Oh yeah.
And the epoxy.
Yeah.
I apologize. My son has been deciding that tonight's the night that he wants to just not go to bed and scream about everything, mostly his slippers. So that's why it's been kind of choppy.
I don't care. Hopefully you guys don't. But
based on the statistics I see from our the listeners, they're all our age, so they probably have kids.
Oh, okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna epoxy in to cut out and epoxy in all my LEDs, and then wire it all up and do the math to divide it, so I can start playing around with using the switches to apply a voltage, and then the Arduino will take that voltage and say, oh, okay, so turn on these things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool. I can't wait because I want to drive that thing at night because it's just going to light up everything because there's so many places to put LEDs. It's going to be awesome. And then the other thing with my 3D printer, for those of you who can see, who are watching.
I was going to say, if you're blind, you're SOL for this bit. The rest of it, you're fine, but this bit, you're SOL.
So this is something, it's a wind-up car that was printed, which isn't RC specifically, but the concept is printing the gears. Now, this is not going to be a racing vehicle.
This is like if you've ever in your science classes at school did mousetrap cars.
Yes.
It's very similar, but instead of a mousetrap, it's a coil spring.
Yes. But the idea behind it is
and
like
a lot of gears.
Yes. And that's the main part is the gears. Like I love the idea of being able to print gears. So for these cars that the ones I'm retrofitting with new electronics and stuff like that, I wouldn't do this for like a racing vehicle, but I can print my own gear ratios.
Oh yeah.
And I can turn up the torque or I can turn down the torque.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I brought this, is to kind of like, this is some things I can do with that 3D printer for some of these projects.
Gear calculations are a nightmare.
Yes, they are. That
almost went off the chair.
But just an idea of why I bring up the 3D printer, not just because it's pretty awesome, but that like for different projects I can print gears, replacement gears, not for like a high performance racing, but maybe a rock crawler where it doesn't need to be. It's got torque, but it's not switching hard. Or I can print different types of clipping mechanisms or cable holding,
or
different
entire
things.
Vehicles,
Or
like
entire
a
vehicle.
tank,
Yes.
or a Formula One car,
or
a quad.
A quad. I've seen printing diagrams for
or
a full
airplanes.
quad. Yes, and so that's kind of where I'm going with that, and I'm excited to print some of those things.
Well, and on that print, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
There's only a couple points on it that are a little rough, but that's just the nature of 3D printing. Overall, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. So, but that's why I brought it, to kind of show like the idea of like printing gears and printing replacement parts. Now, this printer, I can modify and get some, refine it a little bit, which I've been tweaking, that would improve both the quality of the print and the structural strength of it.
Integrity.
Yes, and that would give me more options. Again, like a high-end where you would use metal gearing, you're not going to put one of these in there, right?
No.
But for anything that you're using plastic, because it's PLA, it's the similar or the same type of plastic.
Yeah, well, and you can get plastics that are a little more durable and will work better as gears.
Yes, my printer has two different options for
PLA and
PCA or PDA or P something.
We clearly have no idea.
I haven't used the other. All I've been using is PLA.
Yeah.
So, but options, very different. Like lots of different options. And super fun, super cool, super fun. So
super cool and fun.
And fun and cool.
Yeah.
And the truck, I can drive it out all winter long. But I probably need to get new tires for it.
Yes.
Because they're plastic tires.
Again, I've got a duffel bag full of tires.
I know, you keep telling me about that. I don't know. I don't know how much retrofitting I'd have to do. I'd probably have to do the whole wheel.
No. So I have in there are hubs and tires.
Yeah, that makes the wheel.
Yeah. So you would
the tires, the rubber part.
Yeah, you'd take the whole wheel and hub off and everything, and you just have to the mounting for it. That's what you'd have to work out.
That's what I just said.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
It's almost like it's late, but it's not.
We had a late night last night. Remember?
We did.
That was a long walk.
So, all right, that is pretty much all of my projects right now. and I've been working on them a little bit, but not super heavy, because we're spending time with family and
enjoying
whatnot.
the holidays,
and enjoying the holidays and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but I will be driving that car more. I just want to get the lights on. If the first thing I want is I just want the lights to turn on when I turn everything else on. And then I want to be able to turn the lights on and off with switches and stuff like that. So that's that. And I'm going to print the clips and mounting brackets for my wires and for my battery and stuff like that.
Get it all nice and organized.
Yes.
Nice.
So anyway.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. That's all my projects.
All right.
What do you got going?
So I have 3 project updates for you. So the Chaos Wing, that has continued. It's now hanging up there.
It is gorgeous looking.
I put the control surfaces on it. They are C8 in place with their hinges and everything. I've got the control horns for the control wires from the servos to actually control it up and down.
What that is?
Yeah, that's what this is. My finger's going back. That's what that is. So those are in place. In the process of mounting the servos, though, I couldn't get the screw in to go all the way. So one of the screws broke off halfway in the wood. So I had to cut at the wood and dig that piece of the screw out. So I now need to go back in there and replace that bit of wood with some of my scrap. Yeah. And then I need more screws. And I want to get myself a micro drill set.
Yes. That would be very nice.
Yeah. So that I can pre-drill my holes, and that way I'm not
forcing it
in, because most of the construction on that Chaos Wing is hobby plywood. Not much of it is balsa.
Oh wow, so it's a little bit denser.
Yeah,
wood.
super dense.
Yeah,
and I think that's one reason why I broke a screw off.
Or you were just doing just too much torque.
Yeah, I was
getting in there.
It actually broke. It broke while I was taking it out.
Probably too hot.
I have no idea.
That's weird, though.
But it was weird. So I need to. That's where that one is. And then I decided. So the flight test P40 that I started, that has been put on the shelf because I need to play with my CNC machine to get. I've been working.
Which is currently on the shelf. Also,
it's currently on the shelf back there. But where the screw that holds the needle in place on the motor head.
Yeah.
That screw, I've pulled it in and out so much trying to get the needle to cooperate that it now just backs itself out as the thing's running.
Oh, we talked about this. Did you get a chance to use?
Haven't.
Okay.
No, because what I need to do is Steven recommended I put in some Loctite and use that to hold the screw in place, which I need to do. I need to get some. So I still need to try that, but I decided I wanted to put that project aside. And I started work on my Willy Nilly's Gentle Lady 250.
Which, that is pretty awesome.
And let it be known,
Is that?
Yeah, that's what this pile of pieces is.
I'm actually, that's pretty cool. I don't think I will ever put a balsa plane together.
Yeah, I love it. It's fun.
Because I don't have the patience. I have put 2 model vehicles together in my life.
Mm-hmm.
One was an airplane. One was a car. And I don't know that I really enjoyed it.
You don't like the build process?
I it wasn't horrible. I just don't know. It's very tedious.
It's very tedious, very detail oriented.
Yeah,
you have to be very careful. Yeah, well,
I'm not that way anymore. I was 12 when I did those other ones.
Well, the way I'm going about this is making it more tedious and difficult than ever necessary. I decided, so the Willy Nilly's kits, when you buy them, when they're established kits, they come with detailed instructions on assembling the wing and the fuselage. All their planes go together relatively the same, so it's pretty easy to, if you've built one, you can pretty much build them all.
Okay.
But they don't come like a traditional balsa kit with build plans that show where all the pieces go that you could potentially build on top of and all that sort of stuff.
They don't.
No, because I'll show you here.
So it's a puzzle without the picture.
Well, there are pictures, but
not of the inside of it.
Kind of. But it's just it's mortise and tenons, so just slots and tabs and it fits together really nicely, so you don't have to stress horribly about getting everything square, because just with the tabs and the way it's designed and it's all laser cut, so it's perfect.
That's cool.
It just slots right together. You put in the glue and you're good to go. But I really like build plans, and so the Gentle Lady is still in the beta phase, so it doesn't have all its instructions yet. The wing instructions have been created, but there's no fuselage instructions.
So you're building those?
No. What I've done is I've gone through the Facebook group and pulled all the pictures of people's builds of the Gentle Lady and compiled them in my own file so that I can reference them and see where pieces go. And I am hand drawing build plans for the Gentle Lady. It not to build on per se, but to at least know where every piece goes on the model.
Yep.
Completely unnecessary? Absolutely.
Yep.
Lots of fun? Yeah. I'm having a ton of fun with
But that's
it.
what your degree is in.
Well, this kind of stuff is what got me started in wanting to be a design engineer.
Yeah.
Is because in high school I took a technical drafting class where we did all drafting by hand, no CAD work, and it was just fun. And I still have all the equipment from it. So I'm drawing. No one in the Willy-Nilly's community knows that I'm doing this.
Well, they do now if they watch this.
Yeah, if you see this, awesome. But once I get it all completed, I will put it up on the group and say, hey,
here you go.
Enjoy.
Merry Happy New Year.
Yeah. Oh, I won't have this done.
Merry Happy Easter of 2022.
Hopefully not that long. Hopefully by 2022, I'm building my B-17. Yeah, we'll see. So I started that, but I've got most of the fuselage drawn. I've got a side view and a bottom view. Now I'm working on a top view. And then once I get that all drawn and confirm I know where every piece is going, I will put it together.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That's cool. And
then I will start on the wing.
That is...
and do the same thing all over again.
That is very cool that you're doing that. Yeah. I think. It's not my thing, but I think that's very cool.
It is super tedious.
Yeah. Like, I can see all the hand-drawn stuff that you're doing.
I'll put a picture up.
That's crazy. It's super, super crazy.
So that is that project.
Let's see. What else you got on there?
So, and then I showed you guys my engine test stand a while back. And I finally decided, so my wife had a baby shower, and I was in the garage while it was happening. I'm like, I'm going to put this together. So I got the engine test stand mounted. Yay! Cheers.
That's pretty cool.
So this is, as you can see in the video, oh, this is heavy. This is my engine test stand mounted just to a scrap piece of solid surface countertop that I got from a previous job. And I have mounted in the test stand my Sato FA82 4-stroke nitro engine that will go on the Cub that I am building with my father-in-law. But yeah, it's ready to run, ready to test engines, and I'm super excited. So there's this little wire that hooks up to, this is your throttle.
Throttle? Okay. That's what I thought it was.
That's so that you can manually play with your throttle.
Yep.
So yeah, so I got that all set up, ready to start testing engines.
So all you need, do you have the tubing for your fuel lines?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep,
Cool.
I just need to run that.
And then put your fuel in there and light her up.
Yep, pretty much.
Not in here.
No.
That is
It
gonna
pumps
be
out
so
tons of smoke.
loud.
Yes.
Loud and
But
smoke.
the 4-stroke engine sounds so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. 2 strokes are high and whiny. This thing's just like, kind of, yeah. It's pretty great.
It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty cool.
And then, so that's the projects I've worked on. Future projects, aside from the quad and the Edge 540 that's coming up, I found instructions and detailed parts list so I have a nitro monster truck.
Yes.
The HPI Savage X.
That's that guy.
Yeah, over there on the shelf. But I found instructions and detailed parts list to convert it from nitro to electric.
Okay. What kind of batteries do you think?
I would run LiPo batteries in it.
Well, yeah. Okay. Sorry. What size? Like
So typically
4, 5, 6.
Typically, you run two S's in parallel. in series.
So you want the higher. So you're basically
So
getting
you're
a
running
4S.
it as like a 4S.
Okay.
Yeah. So two 2S's making it a 4S.
Why not a 4S?
Because you put them in little battery boxes on either side of the chassis.
Balancing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Rather than one big battery forward or center, because there's no room center. So you put it on either side.
Okay.
In little boxes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that is on my list of projects I want to do next year. We'll see if it works out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It is, because the nitro's fun, but nitro gas is so expensive.
Yeah, and electricity is quite a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's readily, like, I don't have to go anywhere to get it.
Yeah. So
I have it.
that is on my list of things to do. It would be super awesome because I love driving that truck. It's a fun truck to drive.
Yeah, it looks like it would be. How fast does it go?
So right now with the nitro, it's a 0.4 cubic inch or cubic centimeter with a 3-speed transmission.
Okay.
And when I had it running optimally, which was years ago, it would get about 35, 40 miles an hour.
That's nice. That's it. It's not too bad.
So, and then when the kit that you put in to convert it to electric, you put in the motor, you have a single reducer gear and a slipper clutch, rather than a 3-speed transmission. And
Okay.
I don't know how fast it'll go. I assume it'll go pretty screaming fast depending on the KV of the motor.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But obviously, also with only two 2S's in there, if it's going 35, 40 miles an hour, those batteries are only going to last 10, 15 minutes.
Which is about how long,
fast.
well, 10, 15 minutes, that's about how long you'd get out of a tank of gas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be nice.
That'll be fun, though.
Yeah.
You can do circles around my little Tyco as I drive it around.
Because it crash into your Tyco.
Yeah, you run over my Tyco.
Yeah. So
Just
that'll be
blow
super
through
fun.
that Tyco. But I've been having fun doing it, so that's all that matters. I thought my son would have fun driving it, but he hasn't really driven it yet.
All right, that is all my project updates.
Do you have anything else? You don't have any beginner tips down here? Anything you want to throw out there?
No, not real. Not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay. I mean, okay, cool. So the only thing
Do you have a beginner tip you think I should say?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna point at something you're doing with the building, but because I don't know what you're doing.
If
you
you're building a balsa kit, just take it slow. Really read and understand the instructions. Do your research. Don't just start gluing pieces together. That's how things. That's how you glue things in the wrong place.
Yeah. That's how things stop working. Well, and honestly, mine is
along those lines.
It's similar in nature. It's like just like be patient when you're doing or when you're looking for things or doing stuff, and listen to your friends.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
You don't have to. I do. And the thing is like it's not so much that there's anything wrong with me buying my printer or anything else that I may doing. It's great, but I probably could have saved a little dollars, gotten more filament with those little dollars that I could have saved. Also, it's like just in general,
bigger, better machine.
It's not really so much bigger.
The Ender 5?
Oh, the Ender 5. Yeah,
you could have gotten the Ender 5.
Yeah, that is quite a bit bigger.
That is huge.
I don't know if I have room for that, but
No, you probably don't.
It's probably on my list eventually to get. I'm not going to get any. I'm not going to. The next big thing I'm going to be buying is a new computer. So that has nothing to do with this.
No.
But it's just like I said, just be patient, both with putting your stuff together and doing your research, and then talk to your friends.
Feed your filament through the filament feeder, not just straight into the heated head.
I didn't know. Clearly.
I show up at his house the day he sets it up to pick up some stuff, and he's like, "Look, I've got it running." And I look, and it's like it's an eighth of an inch off the bed, and there's just a little pigtail of filament just hanging there, not printing at all. I'm like, "Dude, it's not working." "Oh no, it'll get going in a sec." It's already going. No filament's feeding. You missed the stepper motor that feeds the filament.
Hey, That's okay. I know what I'm doing more so now.
Yeah, no, as evidenced by the little yellow spinny wheels.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot. But and that's the way. Like personally, I like to just jump in and then start figuring things out.
Which isn't always terrible.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's why my beginner tip is that's not always the best method to do everything, because sometimes, like if you just jump in and start building the balsa wood, you could be 2/3 of the way through and realize you've done it wrong. And now it's all crap because you can't take it apart safely. You just have to buy another one.
Yeah.
And so in this instance, it worked out, but not in every instance. And that's where my be patient and, have some friends. Have that community. I've got Derek. I've got Rob. We both chit-chat all of the time. Not just about RC, but RC stuff comes up. And then there's forums, and then there's the internet. And so have a group of people that you talk about it with, but then go out and talk to the internet about it.
Yeah.
Or read.
There's lots of research. It's really easy to do research.
And so that's all my beginner tip is just be patient and listen to your friends. Listen to your friends could be anonymous users on the internet, but hopefully you have some friends that you can share this hobby with, because this is a fun hobby to do by yourself. But it's funner.
It's better with friends.
Yeah. The best outing to date is when all of us went that one time, and I almost took your eye out.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. Despite the taking of my eye.
Almost
taking of my eye.
There you go. It was a great time.
Oh yeah.
We all flew. Everybody's, we took turns flying a couple different people's planes, and it just was a good time. The kids had a good time. Your wife had a good time even. Rob and I, we were having fun. So it was, that was a good trip. All my other ones where I've flown, it's been fun. But I like when my kids come, that's funner. Because my son, he gets out there and he gets to be the cameraman.
Yeah.
And he's like, walking around and trying to be a YouTuber. It's hilarious to watch. But yeah, so pick up some friends that enjoy this hobby. And we'll be your friends if you are near this area. Utah.
Yeah, if you're in the Salt Lake Valley of Utah, let us know. There's tons of good people out here that fly.
Yeah.
We fly on occasion when we have working planes.
Which I currently don't. Do you have? I have. That one's working.
Yeah, the Spirit works. The Spirit works and the Sparrow works, but they're both They're both gliders.
Yeah.
I'm sure Patches, my yellow gasser, works. I just haven't. The engine hasn't run in 3 years.
So you have to check you have an engine mount.
I know, right?
So you can check
that one. Since that one's already mounted to a plane, I'm not going to take it off to test it.
Oh, you'll just take the plane out.
I'll just strap the plane down to something.
Yeah. Did I mention what I did to my glider?
Your Radian?
Yeah.
No. What'd you do?
Well, no, I told you.
Yeah, but I don't think you.
Did I tell you? I don't think I told them.
No, I don't think you did.
I went out and was flying it after I had done some minor repairs. Because, when you fly, you're going to come back. You're going to have to do some minor repairs.
Most likely, yes.
It's not that I crashed it, because I didn't. It just, it's metal in foam. An extra hard landing, not a crash, but an extra hard landing is going to jostle that.
Yeah.
You do 2 or 3 of those, which I did a lot of those because I'm not very good at landing. I'm better now, but still not very good. I jostled them out. I had to get some foam glue. I glued them back together. I took it back out and was flying it. At some point, my propeller broke. I don't know
that's
when.
Right.
I have no idea when. So
he didn't check his crap before he flew it.
It was my second flight.
Yeah.
Because my first flight was great. And I had done 2 test throws. They just kind of a rough landing, but nothing. Just hit. It didn't hit the nose. It just kind of glided down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't fly. It just glided to the ground.
Yeah.
2 of those, and I was like, okay, I'm not getting into lift. This thing's big enough. I got to have a little more. So let's actually do a test. So I kicked on the motor, it flew, I flew it up, and I took it up, and it flew, and then I brought it down, and I landed it. No big deal. It wasn't even it wasn't even a hard landing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, great, because if it had been a harder landing, I would have. But I went over there, I checked to make sure my rudder and my elevator were working.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was still working great. Nothing was loose. I picked it up, and I kicked on the motor, and I dropped it, and it just went down. And I was like, oh, go up. Why are you not going up? And then it hit harder than I wanted it to. It hit pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And when it slid out, I saw one of the blades from the propeller.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? So I walk over, pick up the propeller and the one blade, walk over to the plane. The other blade is completely gone. I have no idea. Not a clue. Don't even know when it came off.
Yeah. Well, you can pick up replacements at local hobby store.
Yeah, I can. I haven't done it yet because probably won't be flying in it this winter. I want to fly it so badly, but I think after I get my lights working, I'll work on the slow sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was looking at those, and I want to put one of those together. So
nice.
But those are future projects, and I can't remember if I told you guys about my Radeon, and so
you've already told me, so now they know.
Yeah, just the dumbest thing. I don't even know when my assumption is one of my harder landings on a previous flight, because I did one cartwheel on a previous flight, and I'm betting on one of those I actually cracked them.
Oh.
And so I flew it. It was fine, but it was loose. And each time I fly it with the power,
it gets looser.
It gets looser and looser. And I think this last time, that's all. It finally
gave out.
Yeah. And then when it crashed, it took the other one with it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And it was, I would consider it a very soft crash, but it was like nose down. Probably 30 degrees, so it's not...
That's not a soft crash.
30 degrees? That's 30 degrees.
Yeah, you're not going to slide out of that. You're going to bonk.
Oh, no, it slid. It went... Grass came up and everything. Yeah, it was between 25 and 30 degree hit, which is hard.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like a roll or anything. It's just hit and slid. But I could see the foam compression.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go. Check your propellers. Always check your propellers.
So when you're checking your crap, don't forget that the propellers are part of the crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go get new propellers probably this spring, unless something weird goes on this winter, and then go get it out there. So yeah,
Sweet.
I completely forgot that I didn't tell you guys.
How dare you?
Yeah, I think I actually did it like right after our last recording.
Sounds right.
Because I took it out one last time.
Yeah. That sounds about when you told me. So, all right. Anything else we want to leave them with before we let them go for Christmas? RCbattery.com.
Yes.
Use the discount code. Get yourself that discount.
Yeah. For
awesome
Christmas.
Batteries.
Yeah,
for Christmas, the New Year, whenever. Just get yourself some batteries. My word.
I have been seriously loving these batteries.
Yeah.
They maintain, like, even when they're down to 4%, I didn't know.
That's 4% capacity, not 4% voltage.
Correct. 4% capacity. Because the voltage shouldn't drop too terribly much. Honestly.
So you will, when their LiPo batteries are fully charged, each cell will be about 4.3 volts.
Yeah, just a little bit high.
And you want to stop using them when they reach no lower than 3.1.
They were a 3.3 or something like that.
Yeah, then that's the right point to stop them.
Yeah, but it was 4% capacity.
Yeah.
So I
don't have anything to check capacity. I only go off voltage.
Well, once I plug it in, it tells me what the capacity is, and that's the only reason I knew. The other one was 19 when I stopped and charged it.
That's good.
And so, but I charged them up, plugged them back in, and off they went. It was great. The only complaint I have about the charger is it is actually relatively slow at starting at 4%.
Yeah, because the plug you have is only a 1 amp plug.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yes. Exactly. It would be better, and it's not the charger I'm actually complaining about, because if I had like a 4 amp plug or a 10 amp plug, because I think that's what the max this will do is 10 amps.
Get yourself an old computer power supply and convert that to put out a bunch of amps and plug
I could do that.
the charger into that.
Yeah, I have some other ones that are larger amps. This was just my first test
Oh yeah.
conversion of an old AC plug,
mm-hmm.
and it was just 1 amp. I have it actually. I pull a little more because they underrate them, and so I'm actually pulling 1.5 amps. Yeah, it's still and the charger is awesome for that. So it's not a complaint about the charger; it's a complaint about the current that I'm.
His modification.
Yeah, the charger is still amazing. I actually love the charger. It's just that. To go from almost 0 to fully charged took a long time. And as expected, if you only pushing 1.5 amps.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Anything else we want to leave them with?
Swag.
Yes. Threadless shop in the description. Check that out.
These shirts are pretty nice.
I'm pretty cozy in mine. So, all right.
Yeah. I have nothing else now.
All right. Sounds good.
Swag.
Send us off.
Oh, hey, yes.
Because I'm pretty sure it's your turn.
Yeah, well, you did the opening, so
Yes.
that means I get to do the other.
That's right.
So remember, when flying inverted, up is down and down is expensive. RPM is how hard you hit the ground, and torque is how far you have to dig to get it out. But if you have enough RPM, it might dig itself out, which is what my glider did.
Yep, there you go.
Because I saw grass fly when it hit. It hit hard.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it did.
Because it had enough full throttle. But anyway.
All right. See you guys next year.